Hey guys, this is Rachel and this is garden tour week 7. I can't wait for you guys to see the garden, so let's go. Look at how beautifully blue the sky is though today. I couldn't find a cloud if I wanted to. Alright, so here is the carrot bed. As you can see, it is finally starting to look like there are real carrots here. This area especially, it's so fluffy. We don't have big roots forming yet, but I wouldn't expect it with them at this size. And the peas along the edges, oh, Draco getting in the way of everything. So the peas along the edges, you can see a little bit. I've been harvesting from them, been keeping track. I'm up to 20 peas harvested from these. And if y'all can give me some advice on the best time to harvest. I'm trying to decide if I should harvest while they're real little like this, or if I should wait until they're a little bit bigger, like maybe some of these that are getting a little fat. I don't know. What do y'all think? Of course, Draco wants to be the star. Look at you. Alright, so here is the everything bed. We've got tomatoes, peppers, we've still got onions. I've got my companion basil. I put in a baby orange hat tomato here. And for the most part, everything's looking pretty healthy. If y'all remember last time, I mentioned that some of my Amish pastes were looking a little curly. This is one of those. And you can see the leaves are uncurling, but they are like, they're still not looking super healthy. But the plant is like growing, it's getting bigger. So we'll see what happens with this. So here are my radishes that have gone to seed. You can see there's lots of flowers now and lots of little healthy seed pods starting to form. Let me see if I can find. Here's a branch where you can really see them. These are all the seed pods right here. And what happens is all of these were flowers, and after the flower is pollinated, it starts going away and making this little pocket of seeds. And I've read that I'm supposed to wait until these are very dry, like rattling around inside, before I harvest them. So that's what we're gonna do. In between the radishes, this is my single seed challenge tomato. It's a purple Russian. It's doing okay considering all the stuff that is currently around it. I would say it's not as healthy as some of the other tomatoes that have a little bit more room. And that's just the luck of where it landed when I told everybody tomato here, pepper there when we did our planting party, which you can go back and watch that video and see what I'm talking about. But yeah, this guy, he's healthy. And I think once all these radishes seed up and come out, he'll start doing a whole lot better. And right over next to it are the turnips. I harvested 3 nice turnips from this already, which I'm super excited about. And I can probably post a picture right up there on the screen for y'all so you can see how nice they were. And if you see, I'm gonna turn y'all upside down for a second. You can see I've got some more coming in that are almost ready. And once these come out, some of the ones next to them that aren't quite bulbing up yet will have a little more room. And over here at the end, we have the scarlet kale and the regular kale back there, and of course another kind of crazy looking Amish paste tomato. This one isn't showing as much growth as that other one I showed y'all, but again, it's not dying, you know, and maybe it's growing. I don't know, y'all tell me, you haven't seen it in a week. I'm a little worried about these ones still, but as I said last week, I have an Amish paste in the yard that doesn't have this problem, and I'm like worried that it might be curly top, but also since it's only on my Amish Paste tomatoes that are out here, I'm not sure if that makes sense because it's all one variety. But then again, I have the one plant of this variety that doesn't look like this, so it's not like this is how it normally looks either. Again, I'm always open to any advice y'all have. Somebody suggested that maybe it was poison, like in the soil, like a insecticide or herbicide, or I guess herbicide. And I'm not sure if that's the problem. I mean, I would think that if these had it from the soil, then all the other tomatoes would too. But what I think could have happened is that if you go back and watch my videos, there was a day that the landlord came through and sprayed weed killer near my greenhouse, and my Amish pastes were on the bottom row. So I think maybe they might have gotten some mist up off from those. So that might be what's going on here. And if that's the case, do you know if this plant will survive? Should I just pull it out now and give something else room to grow? Let me know. I also just wanted to give y'all a view from the back because y'all never get to see it from this side. It's so pretty. The sun's coming right at me though, so maybe next week I'll do this in the evening instead of in the morning so y'all can see it real nice from this side. Alright, we're coming up on the trellis here. I've got my pole beans and they're starting to climb, and that is really exciting. I really cannot wait for these beans. You see that pot on the other side there? One side of this is long beans. They're Chinese red noodle beans, which are very long beans. And then the other side is 1,500-year-old cave beans that I got from Baker Creek. Apparently they were found in a cave, thought to be 1,500 years old, actually sprouted, and then grown for us. So I'm excited to see how these come out. I mean, they're supposed to both be like just beautiful, beautiful pole beans. So looking forward to seeing this arch. Can you just imagine it covered in beans hanging down? And also mixed in will be a little bit of this Malabar spinach. Again, this is like a vining spinach, not really a true spinach, and it's supposed to have super beautiful purple little fruit things on it. I'm not sure if you can, I guess they're technically fruits because they would probably have seeds in them, but they're not like super edible fruits. And look at that cute little purple stem's gonna be beautiful. And you know, a quick update on the garlic and onion bed that looks the same as it always does. I'm guessing by about garden tour 11 or 12 this will start changing up as things start dying off and getting ready for me to harvest all of that garlic. These sad tomatoes in the greenhouse have made it another week. At this point, I'm not sure if I should give them a better chance by moving them into actual like pots or something. What do y'all think? Do y'all think these tomatoes will actually like grow and survive if I give them room? These are the ones that got hit hardest by that herbicide that got sprayed, the weed killer. So I don't know. I mean, they're persisting. Look at them. It looks so sad, but they keep growing. So maybe I should give them a chance. We'll see. Also next to them I have oh, my dead basil. I am not a perfect gardener, guys. This just happens sometimes. This one went to flower and then, you know, I kind of got sad and let it die, and it's still here. I have my bee balm. I think this is spotted bee balm. Again, this is gonna have to go out soon. I still don't know where. Where do y'all think I should put it? I've heard that these can get, like, each one of these, there's like 4 in here. I've heard that each one of these can get to be like a few feet tall. So I think they'll need a lot of room, but maybe if I put them somewhere where they don't have as much room, they won't get as big. And I also have my bee team peppers that are just, you know, surviving. No one's come to take out this tree stump yet, by the way, or fix the fence for that matter. but I'm not too concerned about it. My cat goes in and out over the top of the fence anyway, so it's not like fixing that fence is going to stop him. And since my gate doesn't actually close because the wood is warped right here, and so he knows how to push down there to open the door anyway. Alrighty, in the yard, potatoes. Potatoes started flopping over for me, actually. I'm not really sure why. My guess is that they're actually indeterminate potatoes and I should have been mounding them this whole time. If y'all remember, I wasn't sure what kind of potatoes I had because I just used potatoes from the store, and I learned that it could be really detrimental to try and mound determinate potatoes. So I figured it wouldn't do any harm not to mound, just in case. And now they're floppy. That one back there I had to like tie together with a string so that like they literally were flopping everywhere. And at this point I'm actually thinking like maybe like this one I'm letting flop over, and this one I'm letting flop over, and like I've tried propping them up against the fence a little bit, but like maybe I should just lean them over and let them right themselves and continue growing potatoes. Is this normal, you guys who grow potatoes? Like, are they supposed to get this big? Alrighty, so a couple new things here at the front. This one I just planted yesterday. This is going to be ginger. And then I've got a couple little basil plants that I got from the store because I thought, oh, I definitely don't have enough basil. I always need more basil. Y'all should have seen me last year. I think I had like 10 pots of basil. Next to it, this is my other Amish Paste tomato that I was telling y'all about. It looks very healthy and normal. Let me see if I can show y'all the leaves. Yeah, look at that. It's a very healthy looking tomato plant. So I know it's not like variety specific, like the way that those leaves are curling. Well, this one is safe in here. Hopefully whatever got to those won't get to this one. And over here I've got my tomatillos and my baby orange hat tomatoes. These are micro dwarfs, so honestly they really shouldn't get much bigger than this. And these ones were a little weirdly curly at the top as well, but they're starting to open up now that I've given them a little bit more space. And I think this one's starting to set fruit, like little baby flowers forming. So that's exciting. These are going to be so cute with their teeny little orange tomatoes. And I think my tomatillo is setting fruit as well. It's definitely flowering. And I know that these rely on pollination more than peppers and tomatoes because the tag recommended you have at least 2. So that's why I have 2. So I'm hoping that these flowers get pollinated. This is what the catnip is for. It is for my cat. You like that catnip, Draco? Sometimes he finds it and he gets really excited, and other times he forgets it's there. Over here along the back side of the fence, this is all the herbs and greens. I've got another basil plant that something has obviously been chewing on. I've got my lettuce. This is New Zealand spinach, which is supposed to be spinach that handles the high heat. So hopefully that'll go through the summer without bolting for me. I've got spearmint. I've got, what kind of spinach is that back there? I think it's the same that was in the big bed, the Goliath spinach, giant, I can't remember, giant noble, I guess that's what it's called. I've got my cilantro. You can see the one back there that I'm letting bolt. It's got some beautiful flowers, and I hope that that's attracting pollinators. I've got my parsley, my dill, and then back behind that is the oregano and the thyme. And I have this itty baby strawberry that making a strawberry, so that's exciting. Although if you look, this leaf is browning, and this is something that happened to my strawberries last year. Like the leaves started looking like this and then suddenly they were all brown. So I don't know if is that normal with strawberries. It keeps making new leaves, so it's not like it's entirely dying. And then all of this in the middle, these are hot peppers. I have 2 of each type. I have jalapeños, Tabascos, Serrano, Sugar Rush Peach, Jigsaw, I think is all of the varieties. Some of these are looking really great, and some of them, there's like something that keeps chewing on that. That one might be bird damage since it's such a big tear, but other ones are starting to get nibbled on, and I've sprayed them with neem oil, but it hasn't really seemed to help. I just hope at this point that they can start outgrowing the pests. They took a little while to get established because not only did I top them, but I transplanted them like a day or 2 after I topped them, so they were in quite a bit of shock, but they're starting to come back, and I hope that from here they start really exploding. So right here and right over here I have my bush beans. I have black beans, dragon tongue, and Borlato di something with a V, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen because I couldn't pronounce it anyway if I remembered it. But the dragon's tongue and this one are supposed to be really beautiful beans as well. So let's go take a closer look. These ones are starting to get chewed on as well. Again, not really sure what's chewing on them. Neem oil hasn't seemed to help. And I don't really want to overuse that stuff, you know. I'd rather figure out what pest it is and like, try and give them something else to chew on, you know. But yeah, these are coming in nicely, and I think I did put the cages around them. I know they're bush beans, but last year I had problems with my bush beans just kind of like flopping over, and then the beans would get like in the dirt, and so I figure I'll just like prop them up with these little cages since I had extra laying around. And I think the hot peppers might end up getting cages too. We'll see. That's a lot of cages to buy because that was all of my cages. But I found that like my Tabasco pepper last year really needed a cage just because it had so many branches coming out. What do y'all think? Cages, yay or nay for hot peppers? So over here on the fence is the giant kudzu root I took out. I've got a whole video on how to take out kudzu if you happen to also be struggling with that around your garden. This was about to like literally overtake my garden. But so my partner decided to hang it up on my fence as kind of like my trophy. But also, after I posted a picture of this on Instagram, one of my friends in Europe was like, "Oh, what a nice ingredient you have." And I'm like, "Ingredient?" And it turns out that some people eat this stuff. Eat the roots, eat the leaves, and even make jam out of the flowers. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. Right below that I have my pumpkin, which is coming along so nicely. Again, slowly because it's in the shade, but I think eventually it'll take off and it'll be alright. I've got cucumbers back here. I was a very bad gardener and just kind of pushed random seeds in and did not label, so I know I have a few different types, and I think along the back I put white cucumbers, and along the front here I think I put pickling cucumbers or bush cucumbers. And then I was at the store the other day and I saw some like beautiful golden globe shaped cucumbers, and then I was gonna save them, but then the seed packet got wet. And I was like, well, oh, okay, well, I guess these are getting planted now. So those might come up at some point. And then, of course, this area is going to be extremely crowded. And even with trellising some of the cucumbers up the trellis here and this makeshift trellis over here, I think it's going to get very crowded, and I'm going to have to make some hard decisions about which cucumbers to cut before I know what's what. So, yeah, learn from me, do as I say and not as I do, and label everything you put in the ground. And back here, this is new. This is an onion from my pantry that started sprouting, and I saw Emma Gardner say that you can put it in the ground and it'll flower for you, and then you have onion seeds. So since it was already in this stage, I was like, well, let's find a spot, put it in the ground. I'm not sure if this onion is actually an onion that can grow here. I look for short day onions, not long day onions, since I'm in the south. And this is just a stereotypical red onion from the store. So if y'all can tell me if you know if that's a long day or a short day onion, that would be really helpful. And if I can't grow it, then maybe I can save the seeds and share them with somebody else who can. I almost forgot over here. I repotted my stevia just yesterday, actually. So I'm keeping it over here where it won't get rained on or anything too extreme while it's kind of recovering from that. But I'm so excited to have stevia, actually. Never grown it before, but I think it's super cool. Nearly forgot. This is actually a plant that my dad got me for Easter last year, and it was indoor plant and it sat on the windowsill and it did not get watered as much as it should have, and I was like so sure it had died, so I came out here to clean out the pot. I pulled the like fake grass stuff off the top, you know, the way those plants come, and look, there were little sprouts. It's coming back even though it wasn't watered for something like 6 months. So this plant is quite a trooper, and hopefully it'll grow up nice and pretty and flower for you guys, so you can see this lovely flower that my dad got for me. Next to it, over here, these are squashes. I have 2 spaghetti squash and 2 pumpkin that I'm coming up, and you might be thinking, oh no, where is she planning on putting these? But those are gonna go out in the garlic bed once the garlic comes up. I needed something to do with this space halfway through the summer, and I think it'll be mild enough here that winter squash will be able to go in a little bit late and still make it. And I think by keeping them in these littler pots, they'll definitely grow slower, kind of like the pumpkin over in the shade. I'll be keeping these somewhere where they're gonna get enough light, but not too much light so they don't take off until I'm ready to put them in the ground. And that is garden tour week 7. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really enjoy being able to show off the garden, and I also really do appreciate the advice that you guys give, which is why I asked you so many questions in this video. Again, I never pretend to be an expert here. I'm just doing things, figuring them out, teaching you what I do know so that hopefully it can help you out. But hopefully I will see you guys next week for garden tour week 8. I have some other exciting content coming up for you guys this week, and I promise I will officially announce my name this week. That might even be the next video I'm making, so look forward to that. I'm really excited about it anyways. Until next time guys, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.